Hello, you're very welcome to this episode of My Generation Gap podcast, where you have me, Stuart Moore, a 50-year-old member of Generation X, talking film, pop culture, telly, and stuff and nonsense with my 18-year-old niece, Harriet Pilkington, a member of Generation Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z, yeah. Gen Z, yeah. IRH, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good. It's been a fairly busy time with work, actually, you know, when you just don't know. I mean, I'm still in February. Like, I don't understand how it's June. I don't get it. I'm not with it.
It's a bit hot for February, isn't it?
I don't know, actually. It's probably about right today.
Oh, yeah, it's been dead rainy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a horrible weather day.
Let's get right into this, H, because we watched this film as a reaction to watching the abomination that was Emerald Fennell's version of Wuthering Heights. And I said it's possible to make a maximalist film that still has heart and still can be a good adaptation of another.
So could we not have got a film
material.
that represented that then?
What?
Or could we not have reviewed a film?
But also, hang on, let me finish. But also understands its source material and references it and either twists it or makes a play on it or has similar themes to it, which I think Baz Luhrmann's 1996 version of Romeo and Juliet does really, really well. I think it's a postmodernist masterpiece.
Not again with the postmodernism.
But so from am I taking from that interjection, rather rude interjection, H, that you didn't like this film?
I didn't like this film. I think I didn't like it. It was, I'll tell you, I mean, I watched it with Harley, and Harley put it really well when he said, we watched this film in school and we all sat and we watched it and we were bored. Do you know, it was like one of those lessons where it's one of those films that, because like for English GCSE, I studied Romeo and Juliet and so did he. And he said it just reminds me of sitting in that classroom watching it. But even as somebody who I must have missed that lesson. I must have been doubting about the school. But even, I don't know though, I have got a faint memory of watching it. Maybe we did watch it, but I still had this feeling like I was in an English class watching it.
Okay.
Like it was trying to be something that I don't think it was. I know I can understand all the things that the film tries to do, and I don't like it.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you think the film was trying to do?
It doesn't flow. Like I didn't feel anything watching it. Now, reading the book, I love Romeo and Juliet, the book. Like, I mean, I did just read it for GCSE, and I don't often read. It's probably one of the only books I've read. That's probably why I like it. And maybe it's the feeling that most people get when they read a book and then they watch a film. I don't know. I don't read that many books.
Because it's not necessarily a book, is it? It's not a book to be sat and read. It's a play to be put
a
on
play.
and interpreted.
Oh, my English teacher would have me for that.
So,
sure.
So have you seen any other interpretations of it? Have you seen any other film versions? Have you seen West Side Story?
I've seen the theatre show that was done. I have a feeling, weirdly enough, we watched one in school where it was done at, maybe it was a reenactment at the Colosseum. I feel like, or something like an old kind of ruined theatre, if I remember right. I'm just literally going off my memory here. And we watched the theatre reenactment, and I didn't mind that. I don't mind that, and it's the language and the way it makes you feel. Like, I'm a person who I love the Tudors, right? I am all for the Tudors. Like, I love like Shakespearean era, Tudor era, Stuarts, that kind of time. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in it in any sense. However, I love it. I love learning different things about it. So I was really disappointed, right, when I got to this film and it was set in like what, Miami?
Well, Verona.
It's not though.
Verona Beach.
It's not
Which
Verona
if
Beach.
it's a fictitious place, but it is sort of Miami.
Isn't there a skyscape with? Isn't there literally skyscapes of Miami in the film, or have I made that up?
I think it was filmed in Mexico City.
Oh, I am terrible with geography, so let's say my geography teacher also doesn't see this. But you know what I mean? You know, I wasn't expecting it to be what it was, and then I was like,
Well, hang on. Before we get too deep into it,
Yeah.
let me just say this, okay? Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I mean, that's nothing to do with the film, H. That was me trying to get the waiter at Jamie's Italian after I've been waiting 40 minutes for my tiramisu and a cappuccino.
a tiramisu and a cappuccino. That's coffee overload.
Well, yeah, double coffee, pudding.
Double coffee.
I love this film, H, and I think it's a complete contrast to the Fennell Wuthering Heights adaptation because, as we talked about that episode, she took all of the themes of the book and threw them in the bin and then created a completely different film, which is fine because it's a different film, but didn't keep any of the... She obviously didn't understand the source material, didn't understand what it was about or what it was trying to say or what it was, any of the things within it, and just made a completely... So it would have been better if it wasn't an adaptation of Wuthering Heights, if it had just been Love in the Fog.
Foggy Love.
Foggy Love.
Yeah.
Whereas this version of Romeo and Juliet, I think it is daring. I think it brought all that maximalism, the bright colours, the outfits, the sets, all that real like punchiness.
Now, what punchiness are you referring to?
Well, just like the Hawaiian shirts that they all wear, but
other than visual, like the only punchiness was like...
That's what maximalism is.
Well, I suppose. Yeah, but within a film, it's not just visual, is it? One thing that gets me in this film, right, and that we need to talk about is... I went so Barnsley then. I don't know where that came from. I've been spending too much time in Grimethorpe.
All right, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. It's going back to Grimethorpe, that's what it is. Do you know what, though? I liked some of the music.
The soundtrack for this film was everywhere.
Has it got two Radiohead songs?
Yeah, so there's a Radiohead song in there called Talk Show Host, which is probably one of the greatest B-sides ever. That was just a Radiohead B-side that they put in that film. And then the Exit, it's a song called Exit Music for a Film.
I love Exit Music for a Film.
Yeah, it's on probably the greatest album ever made, which is OK Computer. Have you listened to OK Computer?
I have. You bought me the vinyl.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I am a good uncle.
I think you are a good uncle. Radiohead's one of them that, personally for me, I feel really sad when I listen to it. But there are moments where I want to feel sad or want to feel deep emotions. Or, to be fair, not always sad. Like, Exit Music for a Film, it's powerful. And I can appreciate them for what they are. Very angry. That's what I mean. They're not all... I think that there's a stereotype that Radiohead music's just sad, because it's not. But it's not something I'd listen to every day. I can listen to it every now and then, and I can really appreciate the music and how good it is.
Okay.
I do like...
Well, there's some beautiful songs in there. The two Radiohead songs are great. There's Desiree singing about kissing you, not singing about not liking ghosts, and that she'd rather eat a piece of toast and watch the evening news.
What are you on about?
What am I on about?
What are you on about?
Well, I'll tell thee.
It's the abouts that have gone in it. That's the word that has gone Barnsley.
Desiree did a song called Life, and the opening lyrics are, I don't want to see a ghost. That's what I would fear the most. I'd rather eat a piece of toast and watch the evening news.
That's a bit like the Pet Shop Boys song, Left to My Own Devices. Gives the same vibe.
So, Does Rain, Kissing You, Cardigans, Love Fool,
Yeah.
versions of disco classics. Oh, what's the song from the party scene?
Oh my, I know what it is as well. It's oh no.
Young hearts,
Yeah, that's
run free. I knew I'd get there if I
that's
kept
the
on singing
one.
it.
Yeah, I have to do that in my head. Yeah.
Which that scene and those actors. Right, let's break this down.
Yeah.
Let's do this proper.
Yeah.
It starts off, doesn't it, with a news announcer announcing. Well, basically, it tells you what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen at the start of the film because it tells you.
Yeah, it tells you the same though in the actually, is it a novella?
What?
The book.
That's a play.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What did we study that was a novella?
A short book.
It's not a novella. Is it?
No,
What
it's
did
a
we?
play.
So what GCSEs and I'm gonna have to start speaking to my English teacher about this.
It starts up by introducing us to star-crossed lovers who will meet, but they're from different warring families, and it's all going to go wrong, and they will both die.
Yes.
So you know from the outset what's going to happen.
Yeah, they'll take their own lives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Baz Luhrmann does that not once, twice, and then also a third time, really shortly. He has a news article and then a voiceover and then a really quick intro, each time getting shorter and shorter. Like it's the media itself taking these big things and condensing it down. It's very self-aware, which makes it, I think, really postmodern, and why it's a postmodern classic. It takes all these things.
We're on 3 postmodern counts now. You're pushing it.
It takes all these things about itself and then presents it without also referencing the original, but then also referencing other parts of media.
Yeah, I understand what you mean there, and I think that it does portray the film. It does portray the play well as well. I think that's why they use it for GCSE, because it's portrayed in such a way that is so mirrored to the play, but also so different.
Well, it's accessible, I think, because sometimes what makes
I found this harder than reading the play.
Yeah, but I think what makes Shakespeare inaccessible can be the language. And I think what this does really well is convey meaning through. So all the performances, apart from Romeo and Juliet, all the performances are really overblown and really
physical.
Very physical and almost melodramatic, almost like you're not watching a film, almost like you're watching a play. They're like really overemphasized. You'd call it overacting, and you think, oh, that's really bad acting because they're overacting, but it's deliberate. And I
understand it, but I can't see past it.
What, could you just think that's really bad acting?
Yeah, so that's what I'm sure. Like at the start, for example, when he bites his thumb at him, I understand the reference. I understand that it's done in an over-dramatic sense. It's done in a way to convey, like you said, because through actions and it just feels like bad acting though.
We'll quickly explain the structure and then we'll go for it. We'll break it down. So it's basically Romeo and Juliet who meet. They are members of 2 warring families who hate each other. We don't know why. They marry in secret. It all goes wrong. Juliet's supposed to marry somebody else. The priest, the friar, concocts some elaborate plan to pretend they're dead and they end up killing themselves, taking their own lives, and it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
That's Romeo and Juliet in a nutshell. Yeah. I mean, spoilers for a
it is a play that's like 500 years old. Yeah.
Or 400 years anyway. We open at this scene that's where they're driving along. The Montague boys have got these Hawaiian floral shirts on, all brightly colours. Instead of swords, they've got guns that are called little sword or
they've got the names on them as well, haven't they? Yeah, of the house.
Yeah.
Have they got an emblem on them as well?
There's lots of religious imagery in here.
Yes.
And I think this film takes a real swipe at religion, because you have all this religion imagery really heavily played out.
Yeah.
Some of it's really beautiful, but they're not paying attention. It's they have, even on their guns, they've got religious but they're weapons of murder
Yeah.
and death and destruction.
Yeah.
And also the friar, who is no longer, well, he's still a religious figure, but he's like this chemist, isn't he? A bit of a
Yes.
herbologist, and he concocts these crazy plans to be sort of like a politician to get the families back together and all these things.
Yeah.
And then these crazy, and he's not in the modern world. He can't understand sending letters, and so I think it's showing how religion is so out of touch with society that it just makes a mess of everything. And it's a bit of a mockery that it's really not relevant to their lives, and it's not really understood because it's used in all this iconography. So I think that's one of the themes in this film, that religion, I think it mocks it a little bit. Anyway, we open up at this petrol station scene, don't we? And I think it looks overblown, over the top, almost comedic, like a farce, because the Montague boys pull into this petrol station and they're all cocky and making fun of nuns, aren't they, in the petrol station? And the Capulet boys, they're hidden behind another car and they don't see them. As soon as they see them, they're like, oh my God. And Tybalt, who's brilliantly played by the actor, and I've forgotten the name, but it's absolutely great, where he says, do you bite your thumb at me, sir? Oh, I bite my thumb, but not at you. But the way it's played, it's showing the fear in them, and the way Tybalt comes out and he lights a match and then stomps on it with his steel Cuban heels. I think it looks amazing. I think the costumes in this,
I would agree with you there.
beautiful.
I think the costumes, the colours, the scenes, like the scene in the pool with Romeo and Juliet, like the different ways that they've done different things is really well done. But I think for me, I think probably the biggest thing in it all, and the reason that I didn't feel anything, was that acting, that dramatized acting.
Well,
I think that's a
flips.
personal thing.
I think it's deliberate, H, and I'll tell you for
Yeah.
why. So the first half of the film, they got the and we'll come to it. The petrol station scene is all overblown. It's ridiculous. It's funny. It gets the meaning across. It's showing you the two warring families. It cuts then to Benfolio saying to Romeo's dad, "What's going on? Where is he? Nobody can find Romeo." It's because he's moping around, isn't he, on the beach, all on his own. And that beach scene is beautiful, with the sun on that old theatre stage, the sun shining through it on the beach, and they go and find him, and he's moping around, isn't he, because he's in love with Rosalind. And
see, I know all the names in this one. Good luck with your test.
well, you don't know what the test is going to be.
I know.
It's not names.
No.
So then they go to see Romeo. They get an invite to the Capulets' big party through Romeo's bestest mate, Mercutio. Mercutio, I think, is the most interesting character in this version. Actually, I think he's the most interesting character in all the versions of Romeo and Juliet. He's played in here by Harold Perrineau. Could just talk about that performance and that character all day long. Is amazing. So the first time we see Mercutio, he's dressed in like a little silver dress and a strappy top and a big wig, but he's a big masculine guy, right? And in most adaptations of Romeo and Juliet, most performances, Mercutio is like a lad. He's all laddie. He's Romeo's best mate. Wee, boys together, wee, lad. But in this, I think Harold Perrineau and Baz Luhrmann show real depth to Mercutio's character. He talks about Romeo. They get ready to go to the party. They're all in fancy dress, and they're going to gate crash his party because Mercutio isn't part of either family. He's just Romeo's best mate. So he gets all the invites to the Capulets' party because the Montague boys wouldn't be allowed to go otherwise. Before the party, there's a scene where Mercutio talks about Queen Mab, and it's a like fictional character who bestows love on people, and he talks about, oh, you're in love, and he mocks Romeo. But then the darkness in that performance, because as he falters away from it and you see the sadness behind Mercutio, it shows some homoerotic tensions between Romeo and Mercutio, whether Mercutio's in love with Romeo, whether they're best mates, or whether they love each other as best mates, or whether he feels some other kind of
how
love
that
for
love exists.
Romeo.
Yeah.
and how that love exists, and Romeo doesn't feel that back to him, so Mercutio has to keep that part of him hidden. It's really, really, I think it's really beautiful. And there's that scene
Yeah.
there where he gives him the drug to go into the thing.
Although I think, other than the point you just made with the love example, I think the other things that you'd said were actually done by Shakespeare, not the film.
Well, yeah, but not every adaptation has that, and I'm not sure how many
I
did
see
that
what you
before
mean.
this
It's
one.
been included. Yeah, I get
And
that.
when I've seen stage performances of it, Mercutio hasn't had this duality about him.
Yeah, the depth.
It's just been lads.
I do get what you mean there. Yeah.
All boys together. Let's go to this big party. To have him as a cross. I mean, he's not cross-dressing because he's in fancy dress, but essentially he is.
Yes.
Because I think one thing about this fancy dress party is all the fancy dress outfits show the real personality of the individual within that story.
So Paris being an astronaut then?
Yeah, like Space Boy, isn't he? Like Golden Boy, space astronaut. What do you want to be when you're a child? Astronaut.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, you've got.
But I don't think we know enough about the characters.
I know you don't know, but that's what Baz Luhrmann's putting on it. That's what he's taken the script. He's taken the play and put his own interpretation, which is what you do when you're a director of a play. You take the source material and you put your own things on it. So you have Claire Danes as so they go to the party. You've got Mercutio's cross-dressing. You've got Romeo, who is a literal knight in shining armour. You have Juliet, a literal angel. They're all emphasising their own personalities within this play.
Yeah.
I do think in this play that Mercutio, I think it might be like a version of toxic masculinity, where he is perhaps gay and is in love with Romeo, and they're best mates.
Possibly.
But he knows Romeo isn't gay, and there's a sadness behind him and an anger behind him, and that's that toxicity that he can't reveal, that he can't show that part of him.
Yeah.
To the point where in his death scene, which we'll come to in a bit, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but you have Mercutio as this really beautiful character, this hidden darkness, this hidden sadness and sorrow behind his eyes, which Harold Perrineau plays beautifully.
I suppose as well, if we are taking from it that he is, say he was solely attracted to men, obviously that was not accepted back then, and he's probably got this, like you said, this anger and this sadness, and there's also that feeling as well around Romeo moping about this one girl, and he's probably thinking, but I can't even be who I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, because back then people would have felt that.
Yeah, in most plays, in that scene, he's saying, "Oh, come on, Romeo, what you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, you can say to this goddess of love, come on, let's just have a good time. Let's, we're lads, we're all about drinking and fighting." And this Mercutio isn't like that. He's very dark and beautiful. Anyway, then they go to the party.
Yeah.
And there's lots of water in this.
Why do you think there's water in it?
Because I think it shows their purity. I think the water is all about their purity.
Yes.
It starts off and it lends itself to some really great films. There's nobody else in water in this film.
Can we talk about the fact that they met through a fish tank that looks directly from the men's bathroom into the women's bathroom?
Well, in the hand washing area.
Yeah, but usually that's where the urinals are.
Well, do you know what?
They should have added that into the scenes.
I was at a conference a couple of years ago. It was about 10 or 12 years ago. I went into the gents' toilets and it had one of those urinals, like you probably won't know, but like instead of individual urinals, it had like one big long metal trough.
Oh, yes, I actually do know what you mean.
Yeah, but instead of the metal trough being on the floor, it was like quite high up, like at waist height. And I started peeing in this urinal, and then I thought, hang on a minute, why have they put a mirror right in front of the urinal? Why would you do that?
What were you peeing into?
Yourself... I was peeing in the sink. And then, because when you walked in the bathroom...
Did you turn around? Was it then behind you or something?
It was like behind a partition wall, like round a corner. And I thought, I mean, thank God nobody came in,
Yeah.
because I ended up peeing in the sink and I thought, oh, hang on, where do I wash my hands now? And then I looked round, I went, oh, look round the corner, and
Oh
then there was all these urinals round the corner in this other room.
no. Oh no. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, yeah.
That is bad.
So I'm not going to tell you which university that was at.
Someone's gonna listen to this and think, wait a minute. Yeah, our urinal's around the corner.
uh, anyway, I think that fish tank scene where Romeo's staring through the water, he's washing his face because he's trying to,
Yeah.
he's all a bit drugged out and he has gone a bit weird.
Yeah.
And he looks through the tank and he sees Juliet's eyes peeping through a little bridge in the fish tank, and they see each other, and they're in the reflections of themselves, the faces of themselves reflected and like almost imposed on the other person. It is like they're seeing each other in each other. I think it's such a beautiful scene, and it really shows. I think it's something that Emerald Fennell just cannot do. Recreate that beauty in a scene that Baz Luhrmann did in that scene. Juliet gets whisked off by her nurse, who's wonderfully played by Miriam Margolyes.
Yes, I have to say, I think she's my favourite actress in it.
Miriam, she's great, isn't she?
Yeah, I actually found more depth in her relationship with Juliet than I think anything else in the film, I'd say.
Well, she's like a real mother, isn't she? She's because of mothers. Well, she plays in the play, doesn't she? She's Cleopatra, Queen Cleopatra, like the head of this devastating household.
Yeah.
This woman of power who isn't connected with the daughter at all, because when they get ready for the party, she wants to speak to her and then realizes that she can't speak to her directly. She has to go. She says, "Nurse, leave the room. I want to speak to my daughter." And then she goes, "Oh, actually, no, come back." Because she knows she can't speak to her without speaking through a nurse, because she doesn't know her at all.
Yeah, I mean, even to the point where, like, when obviously after Romeo's been banished and Juliet's set to marry Paris, she says to her, because she's in love with Romeo and she doesn't want to marry him, she's like, "Oh, don't ever speak to me again." Like, what? She's like you said, she's not close with her at all.
She gets whisked away by a nurse and then told, "Oh, actually, you're supposed to be dancing with Paris, who's the guy that's been set up to marry her by the family." But she'd been seen with Romeo. Then a nurse says, "You can't be hanging about with him. He's Romeo. He's a Montague boy." Just as somebody tells Romeo, who, oh, actually no, the doctor, he sees her going away through it, and he goes, "Oh no,
with the Capulets,
blooming it." But then afterwards, they're all off home, aren't they?
Yeah.
And all the Montague boys are all in the car getting off. They say, "Oh, that were a big old daft laugh, and that, wasn't it? Come on then, let's go." And then Romeo hops out of the car and says, "No, I'm not coming. I'm gonna mooch around here for a bit." And he goes back.
I'm gonna go climb this wall.
I'm gonna go climb this wall and spy on this woman that I've literally just met.
Not
a woman. This child.
Yes.
Because they're actually both children. They're like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, and I think Paris is actually like in his 30s, 40s.
Yeah, and at that point when Paris says, "Oh, I want to marry your daughter," and he says, "Oh, give her 2 summers until she's 16."
Yeah.
You think, "Oh, flipping heck."
Yeah.
So they are children.
That's how it was though back then, wasn't it?
Well, I'm not sure it is. I think it is about that impetuousness of teenager, that intensity of feeling that teenagers have. I think there's that within it, which is why at the beginning he's so.
You're right with the emotional component.
Yeah, I think he's infatuated with Rosalind, and then the whole of this play is set within 4 days.
Yeah.
They fall in love, so deeply in love, and then get married and then die. Because of the intensity of those feelings, because they're teenagers, because they're children, and that's I think Shakespeare nailed that, and I think that's why it's in there. I don't think it is.
I agree
about
with you there.
Love as such.
Yeah, it's about emotion.
Yeah,
and depth.
So then we have the balcony scene, which actually most of the balcony scene is played within water, in it, because they both fall into a pool. So they're always around water, Romeo and Juliet, and their purity being shown by that.
Is that in the play? I don't remember the water bit in the play.
No.
It's not, is it? No.
No, that's no, in the play.
No, because it's off the balcony. Yeah, it's the balcony scene. Yeah.
That's why it's called the balcony scene, yeah, because she's on the
Yes, I know.
balcony. And it is that famous speech in Romeo where far art thou, Romeo,
Yeah.
which doesn't mean where are you with my pudding and coffee. It does mean why are you Romeo, why are you who you are,
Yes.
why are you that name, and would a rose known by any other name still smell as sweet? Because it doesn't matter what you're called or who you are. It's I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
Although I've only just seen you through a fish tank and I don't know you at all.
Yeah. It's fast, isn't it?
Yeah. Because then, they fall into the swimming pool together. They talk about getting his satisfaction. Will you give me no satisfaction tonight? And he said, well, what can I give you? And he says, oh, just promise to marry me. So they promise to, they say, all right, we'll get married tomorrow. And they do, don't they?
Yeah.
And then we cut to, well, there's a couple of scenes in there
I
where
suppose this is the difference in Wuthering Heights, is how slow Wuthering Heights is. They know each other their whole lives. There's a sense of ownership of between them both. There's the dynamics there, as in this is a fast-paced teenage kind of, well, like you said, it's really deep, isn't it? It's really deep feelings.
Well, I think the first half of the film is frenetic, it's fast-paced, and I think it's quite comedic, it's funny. Until, there's a couple of other scenes, but I want to skip then to the scene where Tybalt, because Tybalt sees the Montague boys, well, he sees Romeo at the party, and he's gone, oof, right, you little worm, I'm off to get him. And he goes looking for Romeo. And this is after, so Romeo and Juliet have sneaked off to see the friar, they've got married, and then they've gone separate ways again. She's gone off home, and he's gone to find his pals. And in the meantime, Tybalt is on the warpath looking for Romeo to say, what you flipping doing at my party? I'm going to have you.
Yeah.
But he doesn't find him. He finds all the other Montague boys and Mercutio. And then there's this scene where Tybalt, who again is this really aggressive, always talking of, it's that toxic masculinity. It's like,
it is.
Who are you? How dare you?
And I've never seen him as anything different in any adaptation.
No, he is.
No, he's always that.
It's just this bundle of anger. But
yeah,
again, Baz Luhrmann finds this vulnerability in him. And because there's a scene with Mercutio, he said, right, you lot, where's Romeo? I want a word with you. And Mercutio, says, oh, just one word, why not make it loads? And then he teases him, doesn't he? He teases him with a little bit of like flirting with him, like he's a little bit camp, a little bit gay. And then Tybalt says, oh, so do you consort with Romeo? In the original script, that was like sort of downplaying their status as like minstrels. But actually, in this film, he's like saying, oh, are you a hugging and a kissing with Romeo?
Hugging and a kissing.
And Mercutio
in Shakespearean language.
In Shakespearean language, yeah. And he really touches a nerve. Yeah. And he flares up. And I think that's part of Mercutio's character in this film, which isn't in a lot of adaptations, I don't think. Not that I've seen every adaptation of Romeo, there must be thousands of them. But he isn't often played like this. And Tybalt, then they end up having this battle, don't they? It's right, we're going to have a fight. And it's shown in the Zeffirelli version, because I think Tybalt kills Mercutio sort of accidentally. They have a big old fight, don't they?
Yeah.
Romeo comes along and Tybalt says, oh, no, I don't want to fight you, Mercutio, no, because here he is. Here's the lad I want to fight. And Romeo says, no, we can't fight. I love you, don't you know? If you knew that now that your name inspires love in me, you'd know, but I can't tell you why, but I do love you. And then Mercutio goes, what are you doing? You can't flipping bow down to this guy. So he starts this row, and then they're going to shoot each other, and Romeo gets in the way of them, and as a result, Tybalt stabs Mercutio.
It's a quick escalation, isn't it? And I think that shows, again, the teenage emotions that are so quick to come and so quick to go. And then, they regretted they were so quick to come, and action was done that was then undoable. And then it went away, and he says, doesn't he, everything comes into perspective for him, and he says, doesn't he, a plague on both your houses, because he's just like, what, why is this shouldn't be a thing? And I think
Yeah, well,
he sees that, doesn't he?
well, Tybalt sees it as well when he realizes, when he kills Mercutio, when he stabs him with a
He
piece of
like
glass,
slashes
then
him, doesn't he?
he slashes him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And when he realizes he's dying, the look on his face is like horror and disbelief and like whatever. It isn't triumph. It isn't.
No.
Yes, I won a fight.
No.
I've killed him. It's like, because although there were loads of skirmishes before, nobody had died before. He didn't
No.
mean for that to happen. He didn't want that. He was
That,
like,
and I think that
we're
that's
all
something.
brave lads. We're all brave
Yeah.
lads mucking about, and then, oh my
Yeah.
God, what have I done?
And I think that
What have
that's
I done?
something that can happen in a lot of places, but specifically in places where toxic masculinity is more present.
Yeah.
Because I think things escalate far more quickly. I've seen it firsthand. Things they escalate, they get out of control, and then in some cases you see it go incredibly far, and it happens now, and it happens, I'd say, more so now than it did then.
Again, you don't see many adaptations that show Tybalt as having that remorse, that reaction.
No.
It's usually a triumph. So then, as Mercutio's dying, doesn't he? And he says, "You've made worm meat of me, and
Yeah.
a plague on both your houses." That hate, that spilling out when he realizes what's happening to him, powerful. And up to that part in the film, it's been fast paced. It's been funny, frenetic, full of energy. And I think after that death, it changes. The film flips. There's no mucking about. Basically, there's
Yeah,
there's very
I
little humor after
yeah.
that bit.
Well,
It's almost like,
I
shit got real.
I She got real. I disliked the first parts of the films, and I think that's personal reasons. I think I just don't like that type of maximalist acting. It's just not my
Yeah,
thing.
when
But I get why it's there.
yeah,
I do get why it's there.
when his film first came out, there was real opposition to it, and loads of people
Yeah.
hated it. Said, "How dare they do this to Shakespeare?" Bit like
Mm.
what I said about Emerald Fennell. How dare they do this
Do
to
this
Bronte?
to
But I
Yeah.
think I'm justified because she didn't do it to Bronte. She did it to the whole. I don't think she took any of the
To the
essence of the
storyline and
story,
everything. At least
the themes of the book. At least with
at
this,
least
it's stuck
the
to
themes of religion, the themes of faith, the themes of
fate.
fate.
Also, just
Yeah, fate.
inevitability. If you do
Yeah,
these things, if two families
yeah.
behave like this way,
Mortality.
somebody's gonna get hurt. Yeah,
Mm,
and it's bound to happen. It's why at the beginning they tell you what's going to happen, and it
yeah.
happens.
And they
It's
mention the
like,
stars so much, don't they? And everybody always says about
yeah,
stars predicting the future, telling you where you are, telling you where you are in life. Like, if
yeah, the
these two families are going
inevitability
to
of it. Yeah.
fight, someone's going to get hurt. And it could
Yeah,
be,
stop it, or
stop
else
it.
stop it before somebody gets hurt. And then we have a whole series of then crazy bits, don't they, where they go, "Oh my God, now Juliet's gonna have to get married to Paris. They've set a
Yeah.
date, but actually she can't get married because she's already married, so she's gonna have to
Mm.
run away." The friar concuts this thing of saying, "Oh right, well I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you, the night before you're going to get married to Paris, I'll make you this potion, drink this, and it'll make you look like you're dead for
Yeah.
24 hours. But it's okay because after Mercutio's death,
Yeah.
Romeo goes looking for Tybalt and he runs him off the road and in his car and kills him.
Yeah.
And it's in death then that Tybalt is purified, isn't he? 'Cause he falls into the water. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't get that symbolism there. Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing I don't understand though, right,
Yeah.
is this. If they did this whole thing, we're gonna make you look dead. You're then gonna come back. When he's banished, you're gonna
Banished.
banish Ed. And then he thinks that she's died, then he kills himself, and then she kills her. What if she'd have just left, right? What if she'd have just gone met him outside of Verona? Or she'd just run off?
Yeah.
That'd have been easier
Exactly. It would
than
have been,
pretending to be
but
dead. Because, like,
you're right. But do you
yeah,
know what? They're kids and they listen to the flipping friar who
to
says,
the flipping
"No, don't
friar,
do this because I've got
Mr.
this great big
Lawrence.
plan that will get you together and
Yeah,
also bring your families together, and I'll be some sort of great guy. Aren't
yeah.
I great?" So Yeah.
I see
So
that
you're absolutely
actually.
right.
That's so yeah.
Yeah, so the whole thing then is set up by Friar Lawrence, who is just completely lost in the modern world, isn't he? You know,
Yeah.
they're sending FedEx things. Well,
Giving
it's not FedEx, is
advice.
it? It's post haste. Sending things off to Romeo, who's been banished by the prince.
Sending him royal
To
mail and it not getting to him right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very definitely true to the modern age.
Yes.
So yeah, so and
I've
then
got beef with
you know
my
we
parcel man, you know. He keeps
oh
leaving
dear, why?
parcels right. We've got a
Yeah.
we've got a bench that opens up to put parcels in. Genius
Yep.
idea from my mum. Brilliant thing.
Yep.
Just occasionally, I don't know which one it is. I don't know who's doing it, but they just put them right on the front door, and we are on a big like junction. So,
Yeah.
everyone can just see it's open. There's nothing, if we're out, there's no cars and there's no front garden, there's no bushes, and they just put them right in front of everyone to see.
H, you live in Sandal. You don't live in the Bronx.
And that's why
I
they're
think your
still
sister just
there when I get home.
exactly, yeah.
They're there where they're left.
I heard a saying once, I can't remember who said it, but it said, maybe I don't want to live in an area like that. Maybe I want to live in an area where if you left your shoes outside for more than 2 days on the front doorstep, then they're not there. You know,
Yeah.
I want to live in an area with a bit of life in it.
Yeah? Do you know what? I agree with that statement. And do you know what? Maybe they did the same thing when I was over in Grimy. And maybe that when I was over there, they were just stolen, so I didn't know. And I used to think they weren't delivered or forget about them. But instead here, I see them and I think, oh, they've left them parcels there for anyone to steal.
Yeah. Oh, we've had a nightmare with our parcel box. We have like a box on the front of the house.
Yeah.
You know, when you open your thing, you drop a parcel in it, and then you close it, and it drops into a box at the bottom.
Yes.
So you can't nick it. And we managed to lose the keys.
Key. I knew you were going to
Yeah.
say the key.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to point any fingers,
but
but
you're going to point your pen.
but anyway, but the key was lost, and
Okay.
we only had one. We only had one key because the spare key has also been lost.
So the same thing happened to me with my car key, right? And I'm due a new car soon, so I need both car keys. So I've been on to Amazon and I bought 8 unbranded Apple tags, and I've Apple tagged my filing system for work. I've Apple tagged my scissors. I've Apple tagged my car keys. I've Apple tagged the dog.
And I knew the day would come because we couldn't get copies of these keys. Every time I took them in to get them cut, I said, "Oh, can you cut these keys?" I go, "Oh no, we can't cut that, mate." I was like, "Oh right, okay." So I thought one day the day will come when that key will get lost and we won't. So we ordered a new. I got in touch with the manufacturer of the parcel box.
To order a new, yeah.
Well, first of all, they said no, we don't keep keys, but we can send you out a new lock, and you just got to replace it. I said, all right then. So in the meantime, I put a sign on the parcel box saying, "Don't use this parcel box." Right?
Yeah.
Post everything through the you know like
through
you would normally do through the letterbox, or just leave it here in the port. But for some reason, the courier that brought the new lock and key for our parcel box came along and posted it in the parcel box.
Oh no! So are you still not able to get in it?
I had to smash it open.
Oh, did you just say, right, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so bad. You need to like be mask taping that up.
I did.
That ever happens again? Did you? Like rip through it
I
all.
don't even know how he got the thing in there.
Oh, he
It
did
must
it.
have like really worked hard. It'd been easy to throw it in a drain.
Yeah. Just gonna shove it down this sewage drain.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was a fun weekend. I was outside. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to screwdriver that lock. So I got a hammer and a screwdriver banging into this thing, and then after about 20 minutes, our next door neighbour comes out. It was a proper adult, and he came out and he said, "Sure, what you doing?" Because it was really loud. Because it's a big metal box. He's like banging a hammer on a big metal box. Bang!
Yeah.
Bang! And he came up, "What are you doing?" I went, "I'm just going to break this lock and get into it here." So because there's a new lock and key inside it. He went, "All right."
So you had to explain it to someone as well.
yeah, to the next door neighbour.
Yeah.
And then he said, I could get my drill and we could open that in about 30 seconds. I went, yeah, all right
Yeah.
then. So thanks, Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's a good job my neighbours are super nice.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit of a tweak at the end of this film. So, we have all these shenanigans with people moving all over the place, letters going here, people taking potions, Juliet waking up dead, and the family going, oh, and I mean, and they have a funeral pretty quickly, like the same day.
Yeah.
They're all getting ready for a wedding, and they go,
Yeah.
oof, flipping it. Well, I suppose we're all dressed for it. So
Yeah.
they have the funeral that day and put her in a crypt that
Yeah.
afternoon, where she's not actually dead; she's just pretending to be dead because she's drunk that poison. And then Romeo doesn't get a letter; he gets told by I forgot the guy's name. Anyway, he turns up and says, "Oh,
Yeah.
Juliet's all dead and that." So he goes off to find her, breaks into the crypt,
Yeah.
sees that she's dead, and then he's got some poison from I can't remember where he gets it from. Some guy got some poison, goes along and
Just the
takes the
local
poison.
poison guy.
Yeah, just local poison guy. But
Yeah.
just as he's drinking the poison, Juliet only flipping wakes up, doesn't she? Sees him drinking the poison, and he sees her
Wake
watching
up.
him drinking it. Yeah, so he
Yeah.
sees her wake up, and she wakes up and sees him seeing her, and just as
Oh, we
he's
could do this
dying.
forever. We're in one of them now.
Yeah. Whereas in the original, in the play, that doesn't happen.
I didn't think it did. I was watching it and I thought maybe, things can go past me sometimes.
I mean,
and I thought maybe he was partly awake because I thought maybe there
no,
was a bit of dialogue in there, but I didn't remember it. I
no,
did think, oh, this isn't.
no. When in the play, in the original, she wakes and he's already dead because she
Yeah.
goes to kiss him to take the poison off there, and he doesn't know that she
Yeah.
was
Thought
alive.
that she
But
was
in this
alive.
one, I think it's just an extra little twist of
Tragedy.
tragedy. Yeah, just a little extra tragedy there where they see what they could have, that they nearly made it, that they could have had it.
Look what you
They
could have had.
Look what you could have had, and now you've flipping well taken that poison, haven't you?
You know
big
when
dumbass.
someone's like on a video, not a video game, on a game show, and they go, "Oh, sorry, you've won nothing. Here's what you could have had, though," and it's like a life-changing amount of money.
Yeah. So then Juliet takes a dagger, which of course in this adaptation is a gun,
Yeah.
and takes her own life. But I think it does show that impetuousness, doesn't it? That intensity of feeling that young people have, children have, those teenagers, doesn't it? And I think it does look beautiful then because they're laid together in that crypt and it zooms out. They've got all the flowers there. I think again that maximalist style, because we looked at
did
this
like
didn't we,
that,
to
yeah.
compare it with Wuthering Heights. I think it looks
Yeah.
beautiful, and I think it tells a beautiful story, and it does it in a beautiful way. And then you tell me that you don't like it.
I don't. I still don't like it. It's still not a Gen X win for me.
Really?
Now, Romeo and Juliet itself is I don't know what generation, is a Shakespearean win for me.
It's probably Gen A.
Yeah. This is a Shakespearean win, but this is not a Gen X win.
So you say Generation X loss?
Yeah, I'm saying Gen X loss. It's I think we should put a poll out on Instagram, and I think we should ask the viewers. I'd be really interested to see what other people think, whether other people think like me, because really it's a personal preference thing. I'm not denying that it's made well and it's done well, but I don't like the maximalist acting and the maximalist editing, and I want to see if other people struggle with that.
So my description of it just then couldn't persuade you at all.
No.
You would watch it again and go, "Oh, Uncle Stu said that this happened, didn't it?"
No, because that, to me, that was all to do with, a lot of it was to do with the actual play itself and reading the play. So I'd rather read the play.
I think Baz Luhrmann does enough to this to put his own spin on it.
But I don't think it's quite enough, though. I don't think it's quite enough. I don't, the fact that like you said it yourself at the start, it's like an over-traumatized comedy, and then it gets serious, and then there's elements that are dramatized, and some that aren't, and then it's like really deep and vulnerable, and then it's like trying to be a bit comedic. I can't do it. It's too much for me.
Right. Well, I think we'll agree to disagree on that. What was the outcome of Wuthering Heights? Did we agree to disagree on that one as well? Was that a draw?
No, that was a Gen Z loss, but if it was called Foggy Love, it was a Gen Z win.
All right, okay. You don't think that about Romeo and Juliet?
Well, yeah, because I think, like I said, it's a Shakespearean win, but it's a Gen X loss.
Oof. Well, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you're not right.
Because even as a separate film, I think I would dislike it more. I think the only bits I like about it are mainly the Shakespearean elements and themes.
Right, well, are you ready?
Yep.
Test me, come on and test me, quiz me, come on and quiz me. I don't know about any questions but these. Question 1H. We're talking about the fancy dress party. I want you to
Oh no, okay.
name the fancy dress outfits for each of these characters. Juliet.
Angel.
Angel. 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Tick. Romeo.
A knight.
Knight in shining armour.
Yeah.
Tick. 2 for 2, H.
And
You might be on for your pound and drink. A pound and drink, and I'm seeing you Earl.
you see me Earl, yeah, on Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. Which,
yeah, pizza party.
It's only the middle of June, and
Yep.
I'll be able to give you your Christmas present.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, it will and it won't, because I'll tell you now, H, one of your Christmas present was a 2026 calendar.
So again, it's like half useful now.
You can use, yeah, it's half useful.
Yeah.
Question 3, H. What was the fancy dress outfit worn by Paris?
An astronaut.
Astronaut. Tick. 3 for 3. 4. H. What was the fancy dress outfit worn by Tybalt?
No. I was mainly focused on like the Cleopatra. I was hoping you would ask me about Cleopatra.
Cleopatra, yeah, no.
I'm just gonna go
Tybalt.
with either I'm gonna have 2 guesses and you're gonna give me 2 guesses. I'm either gonna go it
Okay.
didn't have an outfit or a pirate.
But bearing in mind, H, that I think the fancy dress outfits are an extension of that character's personality or how others see them. So would that make you change your answer?
I don't know. A pirate is kind of fitting. But then equally, it depends whether are we going more off what he was seen by others or what we see in the film.
Probably seen by others.
Okay.
Well, and also by himself, I think. I think he would describe himself as this.
God. No, I don't know.
Oh, H. You were close. You know what it is?
King.
It's the devil. The devil.
The devil. Yeah, why? Yeah, of course it'd be the devil. I know, I thought God's not, with all the religious imagery, I thought God would be too, devil would make sense.
Oh, H, 3 for 4. You're going to fail the test.
Can I not have, like, one for Cleopatra, though?
I don't know. Let me see. Was that one of the questions? Question 1, Juliet, what did you question Romeo.
All right, well, you don't have to be arsey about it.
Paris. Oh, sorry, I don't see that in my question. Huh? I mean, they don't do that in your driving list and your driving test. You know when they do the signs at the end of your driving test? Oh, they don't do that anymore, do they? This is a generational thing, H. You know when your driving test, you had to do a written theory test?
Yes.
Well, back in the day, you didn't have to do a written theory test. You just did your driving test, and then at the end, the examiner would park up at the test centre in the car, or if you'd done your motorbike, you get off your bike, and they would have like a little flip book, and they would flip it over, and they go, what does that sign mean? And you go, 30 miles an hour maximum, and they flip it over and go, what does that sign mean? And they go,
but it's still kind of the same now, though, because the written theory is like that. It's just on a computer. What does this mean? What does this mean? It is the same.
Yeah, but it was like a 3-minute thing at the end of your test.
Well, that's easier.
I know.
Oh, right, I see what you mean, yeah. Yeah, just like 3 of them.
Yeah, a few
Yeah, 3 for
questions
4,
and then
pass.
yeah, but it wasn't multiple choice either. Yeah, you were either
Oh,
right or you
yeah,
were wrong.
true, yeah, it's multiple choice
Yeah,
now.
yeah, and everyone knows multiple choice are easy because if you get multiple choice, there's always 4 answers, and one of those answers is usually so obviously wrong. So
Wrong,
it'll say,
there's always
"What's this
3.
circle?" You know, you've got the number 30 and then a red circle around it. What does
Yeah,
that mean? Do not go over 30 miles an hour. Do not go
yeah,
under 13 miles an hour. Travel at exactly 13 miles an
yeah.
hour. Or round the corner, there's 30 blamonges on the street, and you can have one for free if you want. Is it A, B, C, or D?
I
And you
was
go,
only the
oh
word
yeah, well,
blancmanges.
you
Yes.
might as well not have 4
Yes. It might
options
as well
in
just be,
multiple
yeah,
choice.
if you're all going to do that, why don't we just have 3?
Just have 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
just have
I
3
agree with
options.
you.
Question 5: What snack did I eat whilst watching Romeo and Juliet?
When did you watch it?
Do you know what, H? I watched it on a plane because I downloaded it on my
Okay.
phone and watched it.
And was this food that you taken on, or did you buy something on the plane?
No, it was a food given to me by the airline. It was a snack. It was an hour. It was only an
Oh,
hour
I've got one
flight,
more
so you
question.
didn't
What
you didn't have a
food was
proper
it?
meal.
Yeah.
So it was a flight from Birmingham to Schiphol, so it was only like
Okay.
an hour
I'm
and
gonna
10 minutes.
go
So
with flapjack.
oh, close! It was a coconut macaroon.
Oh yeah, that's not too different.
Yeah, it was a good snack actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
cup of tea and a coconut macaroon on a flight.
Yeah.
Bob on that, isn't it? Flying
Bob on.
KLM again. Right, it's time for this. It's Burger Stews, Burger Review. 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 It's
Eating a burger, then he marks it out of 5.
He's eaten a burger and he's marking it out of 5. H. This week I've gone Boston.
Boston.
Yeah. Now, Boston is a word that you won't know, H. But it's a word that your
Rude.
dad will know. What?
I'm just joking.
It's a word that your dad will know
Okay.
because anybody that knows your dad will know that he pretends that he's posh and he's from Warwick,
Yes.
but he's not. He's
No.
from Coventry/Birmingham.
Yeah.
He'll use the word Boston because he says
Boston.
mom instead of mum.
Mom.
Doesn't he?
Yeah. Mom. Yeah.
Yeah, and he uses all the West Midlands slang and
Yeah.
language and Boston. So, I mean, the last time I haven't spoken to your dad for ages, wasn't it? And you speak to him on the phone. All right there, Stu. You all right? Just had this burger and it was Boston. So, Boston
I've never
in...
heard him say the word Boston.
Yeah, all right there.
That's exactly what my dad sounds like. You really nailed
Isn't
that.
it? It's uncanny, isn't it? It's a good job he's not around on Sunday, isn't it, when we see you in Earl?
In Earl.
Anyway, in Birmingham, the word Boston is another word for like banging or ace or skill or top draw. Or if you're in Scotland, it'd be Barry or Braw when it's something that's really good. It's Boston. So there's a burger giant called Boston Burgers.
Yeah.
It's quite new. Eh? It's in one of those food halls, one of those fancy pants, fashionable places, you know, where all young folk go.
Yeah.
Food hall in Birmingham. And this was Boston Burgers. I had the Boston Burger 4.7.
Oh, okay. Were you
Yeah.
expecting a 4.7?
No, I wasn't, H.
That's
so
nice.
I was really, because I got there and I'm a bit cynical about some of these like pop-up food places.
Yeah.
All right, pop off.
Yeah. Pop up and pop off.
Pop up and pop off.
That sounds really offensive, that.
It does, doesn't it? Pop off.
Yeah.
No, sometimes they're great, but sometimes they're not all that, are they? Sometimes
Yes.
they're overpriced nonsense. But actually, this was really good. It had Boston sauce on it.
Yeah.
Now, I wrote this down. It had a sesame bun, onions, cheese, Boston sauce.
Do you take your notepad with you when you eat?
Yeah, how do you think I take my notes?
I don't know. I never really thought about it, but I didn't picture you sat at the table eating a burger, writing stuff down.
Yeah, of course I do. It had crispy bacon.
Yeah.
on it, H.
I like
Now,
crispy
I'm not usually a crispy bacon fan. Normally, I like my bacon like just cooked or even just like underdone a little bit. I'm not that.
Actually, no.
You know,
I actually agree with you there. I don't know why I said the only reason I like crispy bacon is because I can't have it right now. But actually, my actual preferred bacon, like yourself, is slightly underdone.
Yeah, but actually, the crunchiness and the saltiness just elevated this really, really well. And it contrasted with this Boston sauce. The Boston sauce was it's like it had a sweetiness to it. It had like a sweetness to the sauce.
I like sweet. I think sweet and bacon go together very well.
Yeah. It had a bit of cheese in it, not too much cheese. And I think maybe actually it could have done with a little bit more cheese, but it didn't take anything away from it.
Yeah.
It was simple, uncomplicated, but done really, really well. Now, I think what would have made it higher than a 4. What would have made it elite? Because at the moment it's really good in it. It's 4.7. What would have made it elite?
Is elite 5 or 4.9?
Yeah, like 4.8, 4.9. I think to go that extra, to reach the heights of like Beefy Boys or something like that, you need to be elite. And this could be verging on elite. I think it just needs a little bit of extra something. And it might be something, because it had a little bit of cheese on it, but the cheese weren't all that. And if it had something about the cheese...
Maybe another cheese. Maybe like a red Leicester, bizarrely enough, or something a bit sweeter.
Yeah. And then maybe something to... maybe it needed a little bit of a tomato in it or some sort of pickle, something to balance it out a little bit.
Yeah.
I wrote my notes, I put, somebody loved this burger, but I think that they didn't know what potential it has. They don't know what's possible.
They don't,
what could be possible. So,
they love it, but they don't quite believe in it enough.
No, I think they love it. They don't quite believe in themselves enough.
Right. Believing yourself, Bustin' Burger.
Yeah, come on, back yourself, Boston Burger.
Yeah, Boston Burger, that's it. Not Bustin' Burger.
So maybe, they'll find that missing something and make it an elite burger, and it won't take much. It'll just a little tweak, and it'll make it. You'll taste it and you go, "Woof, this is it." So whether it is, I don't know, a different type of cheese or a bit more of a powerful cheese or something else, a bit of pickle or a different type of onion. I think with that Boston sauce and that sweetness of it and the crispy bacon, they've got that nailed. That's in the bank. The bank
that's in the bank. That's locked in.
That's in the bank. That's locked in. Yeah. They've got that down. So, right, H, I think we're done. Apart from watching Telly Bean.
Killing Eve. I've made Harley watch Killing Eve.
All right, what season are you on?
We've got 2 episodes to go, and then we're done.
And did you feel the flip between season 1 and the rest of the seasons? Where it took a nose dive.
We spoke about this, didn't we? Yeah, season 1 peak. Season 2, okay. Season 3 bit weird. Season 4, what the hell? Yeah. We're at the point where like with the whole Jesus thing, when she sees herself as God, it's like we understand that you don't need to show us those things. Act it. She can act it. Why?
Yeah. And we started watching The Sopranos.
The Sopranos.
Yeah, so we thought we'd go back and watch some classic telly.
Yeah.
And Sopranos was sort of the big revolution in television, I think.
Yeah.
I think without The Sopranos, we wouldn't have had Breaking Bad, Succession, all these wonderful new TV shows.
Is that how you also feel about The Simpsons?
Yeah, I do feel that The Simpsons did revolutionise. It revolutionised.
That's not a debate for tonight.
No, let's not. It's late, isn't it? So we started watching The Sopranos. We're not very far into it, but recommend it. It's great, and I can see why it still holds up.
Yeah,
it's great, and I can see why it revolutionised telly. It's brilliant. It's brilliantly written. Yeah. Everything about it is great.
Fab.
Well, let's call that a day, because that's we said a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we agreed, didn't we? Romeo and Juliet, generational win overall.
That is not what we agreed.
Top draw, and on that bombshell, H. How do people get in touch with us? Which they should.
We've got Gmail, mygenerationgap@gmail.com, Instagram, mygenerationgap, Facebook, mygenerationgap. Unfortunately, we don't have a TikTok.
No TikTok.
Because we're perma-banned. Yeah, perma-banned.
So you'll have to follow Stuart Vincent Moore as well. Yes. Follow Stuart Vincent Moore, and also look up Terry Pathick. He's just done a couple of big comedy festivals, Ram Festival.
You were in the
Rickmare
comedy festival highlight, weren't you?
Oh yeah, that was really
Yeah,
great.
I saw that.
Really good. With
Yeah.
some beans, the Dark Lords and magic beans. Right, well, adieu. Love you.